Before this video starts, I wanted to let you know that this is taken from the Thankmas live stream that we do every single year in the Hytale community, where we've raised over $17,000 this year for charity. So thank you to the Hytale community for donating. This is a roundtable segment where we had a 90-minute discussion with some of the biggest creators, Antvenom, Kweebec Corner, Reddoons, ThirtyVirus, and so on. And we go into a lot of interesting discussions. So get your popcorn, lean back in the seat, and remember to use code MYNE at checkout. That is MYNE when pre-purchasing your copy of Hytale, and enjoy the Hytale discussion.
I'm gonna throw it off to Myne because he's got all this stuff prepared. But yeah, I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to get round on the table. Let's go.
Get round on the table in a cute world.
Bro.
That's a new sentence.
Do it in front of all these viewers, man.
Keep that around.
I guess we should start off with introductions, talk about who we are, because there's a lot of people who might not be familiar with everyone on the round table. So I'll start with myself. My name is Myne. I've been a YouTuber on Hytale for around 7 years now, and we're holding strong, and I'm going to be hosting the round table. And Chippy, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and let everyone know who you are.
Hello, my name is Chippy, also known as ChippyGaming. I'm a Terraria YouTuber predominantly. I've been making videos on Terraria for nearly 15 years in May, since I was a small boy. And I occasionally talk about Hytale. I've been a big fan since the beginning, and yeah, that sums me up. Pass it on to...
We'll just go down the line. 30. Oh, Reddoons.
Right, I'm sorry.
Oh no, dude, I guess I'm up.
The spotlight.
Oh well. Yeah, we'll just like, it's like a game of telephone almost, or not hot potato. That's the right one. Hello, I'm Reddoons. I'm just a red guy that plays the video games for fun. Yeah, I'm just a Minecraft YouTuber that's kind of been in the community for a long time now. Just very excited for this game. Very obsessed with a game that's not even out yet, as many of us are. And yeah, no, it's nice to be back on the Thankmas roundtable for I think the third year now, third or fourth. It's been a long time. Yeah, so I'm excited to be here. Oh yeah,
and you're also the only person on the round table whose last name is going to be Hytale in a very short amount of time.
Oh god, dude, okay, when I made that bit, I didn't think it was actually gonna come true. Now I'm like, I'm really, dude, the chickens are coming home to roost. That's a term, right? I think it is.
I never heard that. Right.
Yeah, or hens can come home to roost. It's something like that. But yeah. Anyways, I'll cut it there. Let's toss it off to Antvenom.
Yo, hey guys, Antvenom here. I've been making Minecraft content for the past 14 years. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. And I've been a fan of Simon Hypixel's work ever since the original, server went live. What was it, back in 2013 at this point? I mean, I was on there on day one, and I'm glad to have the title of the very first person to ever purchase Hytale ever. And I'm happy to be here.
I felt steaming when I saw that this morning. That's the first thing I saw when I opened my phone. I was like, "That's cool."
Such a flex. It's so cool.
You want to know what?
Son of a gun.
I have an even bigger flex that I've not even shared yet. But the only reason that happened is because like I've got this chat where like I chat, me and Mike chat with Simon, and Simon just out of nowhere drops into chat saying, "Buying my own game using your code." And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Yo. Buying systems? Can I like be the first to buy it? So I wiggled my way into it. It was so fun.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
It's fun though, because Simon will just do that. He'll just pop in your DMs and you'll be like, oh, what?
That is what
did you just say?
Yeah.
But like he straight up sent a screenshot showing it. And I'm just like, wait, that's real? Wait, you're not trolling me? Can I buy it?
Oh, I love that.
Well, I guess technically Simon's the first person to buy the game then, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's the first to buy it. I'm the first non-Hytale studio.
First public person. There you go.
I'm technically the third account. He said that 2 other purchases were made before me.
Interesting. You're still podium though. That's all that counts.
And then no one can ever take that away.
That's true.
But no, I'm thrilled for other block game to have some serious competition, because if this cake can make the other cake taste better, then I'm all for it.
It's 2 cakes at the end of the day then.
It's true. It's true.
2 yummy cakes. That's all we want.
Yes,
all right, you gotta throw the hot potato to someone. Who are you gonna give it to?
Who else is left? Somebody speak up.
Fezzy, it's your turn. I'm calling you out.
It's me. It's my turn. Okay. Well, yeah, as you just heard, my name is Fezzy, or Fezzy the Frog online, and I've been a YouTuber myself for over half my life, and I found like a warm community here with some of the people in this very call. And I'm primarily in the modern day known for my work with ThirtyVirus on his channel, but I also make some content of my own, and I'm just really happy to be here, so thank you.
He's also the guy that made those animations that play with the milestones. If you haven't seen them, they are insane. Actually, like AAA quality stuff.
That's
you know,
correct.
I might be a little biased saying that, but like, wow.
No, Fezzy, like, has been, like, absolutely on it over the last couple of days. He's helped me with so much stuff. And genuinely, there's been so many people involved that I forgot to even mention it. Yeah, Fezzy, like, has smashed those elemental animations with the sounds and everything. It all looks so cool. And we're working our way up, by the way, to filling that portal. We've got 2 elements left. We are $900 away from our next milestone. Every little helps. Donate at HytaleThankmas.com. By the way, I'm Kweebec Corner. I'm sure you guys know that because I've been around the stream for like an hour now. But yeah, stay safe, keep free. Yeah, you know the thing.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you, seriously.
We got the best for last, Mr. ThirtyVirus.
Ah, yes. So, I have an interesting story with Hytale. I've been making content on the platform for about as long as Antvenom, like 14 years.
Oh, wow.
And I started daily in about 2013. And the only videos that really started to blow up were my Hytale ones straight after the announcement trailer in 2018. And that springboard allowed me to have an audience at all. And then by the time Hypixel Skyblock came out, you know, their other thing that they're known for, I jumped on that and have been known for it ever since. Like, I've made probably over 1,200 Hypixel Skyblock videos,
Wow.
2,500 videos in total.
Wow.
So, like,
That's actually impressive.
I've got a long history with Hypixel as a company. I think they're amazing. I think they make some of the best stuff out there right now. You know, not to say too much about garbage the industry is, but they're one of the few that are not garbage. But yeah, I'm known as the Skyblock guy, but this entire time that's been my distraction while waiting for Hytale. Like,
I
genuinely.
love that. That's class.
So.
That's class.
It really is incredible. I think we all have a certain story with not only Hypixel but Hytale, and I want to lean more into that and just talk about how we really got to know about Hytale, what we did during Hytale's development. Maybe we went off to start some other projects, become a famous YouTuber like Red, who started off actually in the Hytale community, and now we're all back together celebrating the release of Hytale. So I want to talk about more about everyone's individual story about how Hytale has affected their life, or how they've sort of worked around Hytale, seen Hytale grow, and I think Red is a perfect story to start with that.
Yeah, sure. So I fell in love with the game from watching Captain Sparkles and Technoblade's reaction videos to the initial trailer back, December 13, 2018. Like, just like watch those. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, this is like, you know, I was always a fan of Terraria and as well as Minecraft, like growing up. And I wish it was always mixed. So I was always like a mod pack player as a kid. And so finding like, you know, a more enriching block game was always what I wanted. So it was what kind of sold me immediately. And along the journey, I was always trying to be a YouTuber, but never really had any success until I actually tried to lock in with doing Hytale speculation videos, like a lot of people here still do. And it was going very well, but like at some point in 2021, I had a suspicion that the game was going to get delayed. I don't know why, but like I just had this like inner feeling that something's going to happen. And that's when I made the pivot back to Minecraft with the help of TikTok and had a lot of luck over there. And then I used that luck to, of course, grow even bigger on YouTube and started doing like SMP content where I entered Lifesteal SMP, which has kind of been my whole career pretty much, like being part of that gang. Love those guys. And to which now I am now a server owner over Lifesteal Network as well. So yeah, over the past couple of years, I've been having the fortune of like growing a sizable channel and network to which I can now call my full-time job. I've also graduated college in that time. And kind of, yeah, just kind of been waiting for this game. And now I also have made the bet that I'm going to change my last name to the game because I didn't think it was actually going to happen. Yep. So yeah, that's going to happen at some point.
Crazy to me.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Gonna be a lot
Yeah,
of
that's me.
fun with the IRS and tax documents.
A weird phone book page
Dude,
as well.
yeah.
It's amazing that your
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about, man.
Your name's gonna legally be Mr. Hytale.
You go to TSA
that.
and the guy
Yeah.
looks down at you. He's like,
Yeah.
"My kid plays this game. I swear." Like,
No, imagine your last name is like Fortnite and you're at TSA.
The
I mean, if Hytale
great-
grows, that's probably the similar situation that's going to happen to you.
the creator code money starts coming in. It's Hytale to Hytale bank statements. It's really going to mess things up. You know?
Oh, true.
Yeah, Hytale sending money to
Paying
Hytale.
himself.
Change your first
You might
name.
get
Yeah,
audited
and-
down the line.
Dude,
that-
dude,
you're-
like all I can
you're
say.
creative.
Yeah, and 30 can actually attest for this. Like, I brought it up to Simon, like in a group chat that we have, and I was just like, I was trying to like almost like, you know, find a way to avoid or like, you know, excuse not having to change my name via Simon. Be like, hey, like, you know, I made this challenge a while back that like, you know, if you bought the game back, is anything happening that I had to change my name? Surely, you know, you would have legally let that slide. And all he goes like, ha ha, ha, you're doomed. Like he just goes forward. He's like, ah, sucking loser. I'm like, oh god. Well, I'll be a man of my word.
You just need to get like a really convincing fake ID and then just ride it and never tell anyone that you were lying. Like, and just,
Dude, someone
and
like
you get the best
someone
of
in
both
like
worlds.
the federal government's gonna be like, wait a minute, searches of records does not see anything, leaks that to the public, everyone goes after me.
Yeah, you're gonna have a viewer that works at the same department that
Yeah.
you're supposed to change your name at and leak you out.
that would be wild.
Oh, God.
That'd be worth it. You can do it all
Hytale
on
fans
its
are
own, though.
everywhere, you know.
Dude, they literally are.
I got in trouble with the government for not changing my name to Hytale.
That's a fire video. It's a fire video. I'm just saying.
Come on, write that down. Write that down. Come on, pen and paper.
I mean,
anyone.
I'm making
regardless,
notes.
the video of you changing your last name to Hytale, that's free viral video right there.
were there any
yeah,
other
true.
commitments
For
made by
sure.
anyone, by the way? Any other commitments?
Any other
Mine, do you know of
Canadian
one?
Flash, fellow Hytale YouTuber, is gonna name his firstborn Simon.
Really?
Or I don't know if it's gonna be middle name. Something about his firstborn child is gonna have the name Simon. I assume it's middle name, but that's still a pretty big commitment that he's publicly made.
He'll have
That's
to get
great.
home from work though first before he...
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's long out in the future. But Chippy, I'm interested. How did you actually find out about Hytale? Were you part of the original 2018 craze?
So, I was trying to remember this last night because I was trying to be like, in case anybody asked me.
There you go.
I can't honestly remember how I heard about it, to be honest. So, I remember, you know, Noxy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to speak to him back in like 2012, 2013.
Wow.
Because I was trying to remember what the connection was. It was something to do with like he worked on Starbound, maybe just on the like the marketing side of things briefly. So when Starbound was coming out, because Starbound's very like closely connected to Terraria, we started chatting, and we chatted for a few years. I can't remember if I found out about Hytale a few years before or not. But then I remember getting like very excited for the trailer. I remember like knowing that the trailer was coming. I remember being excited for that. And I'd played a little bit on Hytale before. Like I'd played a good bit in 2017, just playing like all the mini games and stuff. But yeah, I just remember like seeing the trailer and just being like, damn, this game's really good. And it just looks so exciting. And I saw like Red was saying, I saw a lot of like Terraria in it. So by this point, like I'd played Minecraft from the alpha, and by the time like beta 1.8 had rolled around, I was kind of done with the game. So it was just nice to have that like that Minecraft spark back again, but being like, no, this is different. This is something like, this is a team that are not held back by like that engine and that team, and it could be anything. So Hytale for me has always just been like I don't know, just like inspiring in a way. Like it could be anything, and I think that's what's carried me for the past like 7 years. It's why I've always wanted to talk about it. That's my Hytale story. Can't honestly remember. I'm going to be honest. I'm pushing 30. Things are leaking out my brain. I'm not going to lie.
Hashtag Hytale story.
Yeah, so that's that. I feel like I'm at an anonymous meeting. You know what I mean? Like I've been addicted to Hytale for 7 years. I've got jitters.
Oh, we could use a
about
few of those sessions. We could definitely use a few of those sessions.
Yeah.
I don't think a therapist could help us, to be honest. I think we're a little too deep. But that's awesome to hear that you met Noxy in 2012. I mean, that is a crazy coincidence that you met him so early on and then heard about Hytale even before the announcement came out. I'm curious, Antvenom, you have obviously connections to Simon. What is your initial story with Hytale?
Well, my initial story with Hytale goes back a long ways. Like, I just, full disclosure that I'm less a Hytale creator and more just a general block game creator. But my connection with Hypixel goes all the way back to 2012. Because I've been making Minecraft content for that long, and one of the primary things that I was doing for content back then was just playing custom maps that people would make, because there was a lot going on. And there are very, very few map creators who really stood out, and one of them stood above the rest. And this was before the Hypixel server network launched, and his name is Hypixel. He created Herobrine's Mansion, the Wither Challenge, and a few other maps. And
The Walls was an iconic one too.
Yeah,
I remember Herobrine's Mansion. That one rings a bell.
That was like the first really big viral one, I
Yeah.
love watching the Walls content. That was so fun.
It's crazy to think that the Walls actually predated the server, even though, I think most people would know about it from the server itself.
I didn't even know that.
And
Really?
what's cool, and so, I mean, I played his maps early on, but right around, so nobody's gonna remember this, but thankfully the video still exists on YouTube, called Traslander's Magic Blocks, where before command blocks came out and you had the ability to run set block at all, like before command blocks even existed, Mojang added the ability for monster spawner cages to spawn block entities, and so you could spawn them to be any block you wanted, and that was the first way that you could have an automatic way to replace blocks. And I had an idea for a map that me and Simon worked together to make. He and Rezus did all the technical stuff, and I was just kind of there. But we made a map together, and that was, I think, one of the last, if not, I think like the second to last map he ever made before launching the Hypixel server network. So
wow.
So I'm less into, like I said, I'm less a Hytale creator and more just a general block game creator, but my lore with Hypixel runs really deep. But as I recall, my exposure to knowing about Hytale goes, I think, really just goes to the trailer launch, because I don't have specific memories of talking about Hytale with Simon when I met him at Minecon in 2015. I think that would have predated it, but I did meet him.
Was that the first Minecon 2015?
No, first Minecon was 2011. They skipped 2012. They had one in 2015.
That's bad, isn't it?
A few years off.
They skipped 2014, had one in 2015 and 2016. No, I got the chance to meet Simon in 2015, and it was explicitly not allowed to take pictures with him. So I have this picture on my phone where I'm pointing to the side, knowing that in my mind that it's a picture where Simon is just off screen. Yeah, as far as my exposure to Hytale itself, it was just, from the trailer. I'm excited for Minecraft to have any kind of competition. Really, it's just if it's going to make block games in general better, then I'm all for it. And I'm all for Hytale completely taking over the space. I would love it, because, I know the team at Hytale are exceptionally dedicated. And I know that they're not going to have the same kind of management issues that Microsoft is going to have, or does have. And I'm excited to see how fast the game's going to develop because of it.
I'm definitely excited for that. The speed.
I know I've taken the stage for a while, so I won't speak on it much more, but I was definitely in discussions with Simon around the time he was considering making the offer to Riot in the first place. And I'll tell you, that was an exciting time. That was one nervous man during those days when he wasn't sure if he was going to do it yet, and going back and forth on the idea, and then eventually doing it. So,
And
yeah,
I think what you
story.
mentioned about putting a fire under the Mojang's buttocks, and them having to really pick it up now that there is some actual competition in the scene. We saw it actually when the Hytale trailer dropped in 2018, 2019. I think everyone was able to see the Minecraft updates got really well around that time because they realized, a 60 million view trailer, that's actually something we got to pay attention to. We might lose a few of our players. And around that time, I mean, that was a second resurgence of Minecraft in 2020 and 2021, where they had just so many eyes on the game, but also just some incredible updates. And we've seen recently, especially now that a lot of things have died down, that all of the updates have also gotten a little less. I'm not going to comment about if the updates were good or not, but I think everyone can agree that compared to, let's say, the COVID times, got a little less interesting for Minecraft. So I'm excited to see what both Hytale in a very short amount of time is going to be able to pull up, but as well as what Minecraft has planned for the future. Connor, you are the role model, I guess, of the Hytale community. I want to know what your first interactions with Hytale was and how you became this mammoth. In a very positive sense.
Thanks for the compliment, Myne. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a fun journey for myself as well. Like, I've always been super fixated on YouTube, and especially in the Minecraft community and World of Warcraft back in the day. So it kind of was like the trailer came at a really interesting time in my life. It was kind of an intersection as I was starting to turn a bit more professional in the space and work with more creators. I was also doing a bit of games design in terms of Minecraft maps and stuff like that, so that was really fun. And yeah, Hytale trailer dropped, and it was absolutely insane. And I can't remember exactly. I think like it took me some convincing to actually watch it, and then when I actually heard that it was Hypixel that were behind it, that's what sold me on it. And so I remember like just going through and watching everyone's reactions, obviously, as they just started to flood YouTube, and just freaked out about it. I was like, I have to make a channel. I have to cover this. It's a no-brainer for me. And yeah, ever since then I haven't looked back. It's, there's been doubts and ups and downs, but it's been great. It's interesting. It's been a hobby channel of mine, so it's been something that I do on the side. And so professionally, I've been able to like excel and like go off and do really cool things, like the sort of second side of my life, and that's been really fun, working with creators and stuff. But then Kweebec Corner has always just kind of stayed as that little hobby thing. And especially with this year and the ups and downs, it was always sort of uncertain where to go with that. But yeah, things are looking up. I'm very excited, and yeah, I don't want to take too much time up here either. Obviously, we've got some really great creators here, but yeah, very excited for the future. I can't wait to make just really fun experiences and narratives and good content, and share that with like all the other creators here. Which again, a big part of like other games communities is that they have that heart and that passion, and I really see it in Hytale as well. So yeah, big ups there.
Yeah, and someone with a very turbulent history of Hytale is 30. You've gone through the biggest ups and the biggest downs. I want you to talk about it. What have you been through to get to this point? It's been a wild ride.
I don't even know where to start, dude. Like, okay. So I hinted at this a little earlier, that I started out with, general Minecraft content, was doing it for years. And I played a lot of Bed Wars as well. That was my thing for a couple of years. And then when Hytale dropped, I did the typical, what is now known as typical, like the speculation content, right? Like, what's the game going to be like, or suggesting content for the devs. And it was like back in the day, getting comments from people on the dev team, I was like, oh my God, they're listening. So I just kept going and going and going. I made like 40 videos, I think, in the first like 2 months of Hytale's announcement. Milked it completely dry. There's nothing left to talk about. So I was like, oh no, my channel's dying again. And so then it's like, just about when things were starting to get really desperate. It was about June of 2019, and then that's when Skyblock dropped, and that held me off for a long time. Man, to put it in perspective, this game, Hypixel Skyblock, to this day, I believe I have about 14,000 hours.
Jesus. I mean, I only have 4,000 hours in Terraria, and I've been playing it half my life.
That's crazy.
And that's
More
not good.
hours in Nerd Alert.
He has 10,000 more.
10,000 more.
I'm glad you said that because 4,000 is insane. So, like, to put it in perspective, when people say that, like, waiting for Hytale is a lifestyle, I quite literally have.
You're living that style.
Yeah, you're literally living it.
I was in college at the time, dropped out to go full-time making videos as soon as Skyblock showed some promise. The entire time, I'm like, the channel needs to still be alive by the time that Hytale drops. I have to have an influence by then. So I could not stop. So I daily videos for years, and then it went to every other day. But like, again, 14,000 hours I've spent in this game.
And I want to interject with that. I just did the math. 14,000 hours is 1.5 years. That is assuming you start January 1st, 2026, never ever sleep, go off the game through the entire year of 2026 and half of 2027, and that is your playtime.
That's bad.
Never sleeping, never getting off the computer, eyes locked
You're more
on
likely to go all the way
So-
through 2029. Let's go.
Not only that, I've done a bunch of other things too. I was like, okay, the channel needs to be alive in time for Hytale, but I also need to be in a personal situation where I can't get pulled away. So I moved to Florida, where there's no state income tax versus New York. I bought my own place and rent out the rooms so that my net expenses to live here is zero, so I can't get removed from my house. I can spend all my time making content.
Perfect.
I've made stock market investments. I've done everything to make myself as much of a cactus as possible. You cannot starve me to death of content. You cannot. I will not run out.
I'm not funny.
And I've been waiting for this point where everything would culminate to being okay by the time this game drops. And sure enough, I have nothing. I'm 27. I'm also pushing 30, which is ironic considering my name.
Okay. There you go.
30 is going to be 30 pretty soon.
Yeah.
But sure enough, I have nothing else to do. This was the plan the entire time. I could be like, some high schooler at spring break or like summer break, 16 hours a day, like sleep, work on this stuff and sleep again. I've been planning a server network too. That's the other thing. Huge project. I didn't want to shout it out earlier because technically it's an obligation, but like, I don't want to promo my own stuff here, but I've been busy. Very, very busy.
Hell yeah.
Hey, shout out to the 27 Club.
What a story.
Let's go.
Wait, are you 27 as well, Connor?
I am indeed.
Oh my god.
Although mine would say 87.
Yeah,
Or maybe
I like
57.
to change the year every single time. Last time on the Hytale podcast, I think we said you were 34.
Sure, let's go with that one this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, the
That's one of the lower numbers I usually say.
Real quick, before we go ahead.
When are you 28?
It's a mystery. It's
Oh, okay, all right.
I just want to run through some quick donations real quick, because we are sitting at, $6,701. So Astro Crocs, shout out $10. Beer, brilliant. I agree. Shroomy, $10. Congrats on an amazing Thankmas, everybody. Hytale is saved, correct? It is, and it's a month away. Azurtium, $10. Insert comment here. Brilliant. Well, we've inserted it, so shout out to you. Rocco, $15. No comment, but thank you. Every little helps. D's Nutter Butters, $10. Everyone I've seen from the community has been super welcoming. Shout out to the subreddit and its moderators. Much love. Hawkon, shout out to Hawkon with the community show. $25. He said, I really want that $7,500 milestone. Let's do this. Shout out to everyone. Donate at hytalethankmas.com. Also, just to let people know, if later on in this conversation we are going to read out some questions from viewers, you will need to donate just to help us sort through the questions so that we don't have to read you all the chat and stuff. But if you donate, it can be any amount as long as you ask a question, and we will try to get to as many as possible at the back end of this. So just letting you guys know.
I'm here to keep an eye on those, so you shouldn't be missed.
Nice. All right, back to you guys.
Fezzy, you're up next. What is your connection with Hytale? Because you've been a core community member since the very start as well. So, what have you gone through?
I won't take too much time because honestly, my story is largely attached to 30s. But what was it? 2018 when the trailer dropped. I had basically just walked out of high school, and funny enough, you know, we live in this time where, like, since Hytale is actually coming, there's been a lot of talks about how it looks like a Minecraft mod pack, and there's the, you know, rage bait and all that. And actually, my very first glance at Hytale was one kind of like that. I saw it and I was like, what is this thing? Like, I don't really get it. And, you know, something brought me back to it. I don't even know why, but I came back to it, and I started meeting people in the community. I made my first, you know, set of YouTube videos for this game with the Hytale News people way back in the day. And as time went on, this game that I became passively interested in after not being interested at all kind of gave me everything. I witnessed this community grow and change with time, and this beautiful thing get made that I've never seen anywhere else. And it's given me everything. I met 30 because of Hytale, and that's been my entire career. You know, in 2018, I was at a crossroads where it was either, you know, pursue this YouTube thing, or I'm going to have to sit down, and I'd already been, you know, employed a few times at that point, but I didn't know which path I wanted to take. And for 8 years at that point, since 2010, my entire life surrounded this website. And then all of a sudden, this thing came by and gave me an opportunity to try, for real, to actually try. And I don't know, it's given me everything. And I just, it's hard to put into words the story, because months felt like years felt like months. And it's just surreal to say that we're finally here, and we finally made it. And that's my piece.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And it's really been a long journey. I mean, I'm 23. I'm probably, I think, the youngest in the group right now. Although I think Red might be.
Red might be both your knees. Oh, right. Okay. So how are your knees collectively? You know what I mean? Are they still working?
They're falling down.
You know,
falling down.
They're making some weird radically sounds, but they're all right.
Half of the course. Yeah, that'll just be normal. That's normal by the time you reach 28, let me tell you.
Got you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop aging at 23. I'm
That's what I would do.
This is my limit.
24. 24 is real
This is
cringe,
my limit.
mate. Just leave it there. Yeah, just leave it there. Yeah.
Yeah, I threw out my
It's
back
poetic,
last
actually.
week. It's not fun, you know?
No, it's actually not.
It's annoying
Yeah,
having to turn to face someone like this to talk to them. Like,
Yeah, you have to do the Batman thing, do you? Like,
just
that's too real. It's too real. It's meant to be a fun stream, actually.
I'm too young to understand what this is about. So.
Nah,
it's
6
great.
months.
Hey. Okay. No. People are actually people are gonna stop donating if we do that. But yeah, I was 16 years old whenever I saw the Hytale trailer, and I think.
Wow. Must be nice.
Yeah, well, I've aged quite a while too. It's a third of my life actually that Hytale has been with me now.
Wow.
And similar to Fezzy, I had always been on YouTube. Obviously, as a kid, I was always making YouTube videos. This was back at a time where it was still very uncool to want to be a YouTuber.
I know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so even back in school, elementary, middle school, I made Minecraft videos. It was not cool at all. But I've always had the dream of being a YouTuber, especially with my love of Minecraft. And then I saw Hytale, and something just clicked. I was like, this game is different. This game is an opportunity for every sort of creator. And I've stuck around with it for 7 years now, and I've built a very core Hytale community that I'm very thankful for. I've seen a lot of support, especially today with the pre-purchases, and I'm looking to use that momentum to really push myself ahead with the release of Hytale and onward. And so my question, and this is going to go out to absolutely everyone, what are you guys' plans for Hytale? Hytale's coming out in T-minus 30 days. I can't believe I'm actually getting to say that. But what are people looking to do when Hytale comes out? I mean, it's infinite possibilities. There's the exploration or an adventure mode. There's the creative. There's the modding. There's servers. I know a few people in here are looking to create servers. So I'm just curious, what are people looking to do at Hytale's release and onward?
I'm looking to go to the far lands. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Is that the thing? Is that the thing in Minecraft where it's like miles away or something? It's like the very end of the world.
Yeah,
it's
in
pretty
all
much.
the
Very
versions that,
far.
like, the way the terrain generates, like, numbers break when you get to a certain point, and then, like, it's just a wall of terrain, and I'm curious
Wow.
if anything like that will exist in Hytale if it's accessible.
Wow.
And if it's
You have
not
to get
accessible, I'm
sprinting.
gonna ask Simon to give me a custom build of the game that removes all teleportation limits and all that. I wanna see what the limits are. Let's go.
I remember being like 13 or 14 years old and the Farlands being like such a mythic thing, and I wonder if Hytale will
It's like
have some of that
Herobrine.
sort of stuff,
Yeah.
for-
Farlands made my entire career, and I say that unironically. So
Wow.
I think
That's
most
nice.
people know about Farlands because of you, Ant.
it's so funny.
True.
No, I only started covering that because Notch talked about it like way back in the day. So then I made a video about it, and then Notch retweeted it, and that was the catalyst. That's where I'm like, oh, maybe I should make daily videos. And then
We got some Antvenom lore.
and so
Yeah.
that's but I'm looking to test the game's limits and just find interesting topics to talk about. I tend to
How much explosives can you use until you crash the game? I think everyone is looking to
like
do
compare,
that.
yeah, like that could be one thing, like comparing explosives in one game to the other. I mean, I don't know if that'd be a video all on its own, but like taking a whole bunch of that information and trying to find like
Yep.
interesting subjects to talk about. So like ways that this game is limited versus this one, that could be a more broad scopes topic that talks about a lot of things. And that's the kind of content I'm looking to make.
That's a very unique perspective that I haven't heard, because obviously everyone's saying, I want to do Let's Plays, I want to do tutorials, but breaking the game and seeing what the limits of Hytale are, I think is going to be very interesting, especially with the early access state of how broken everything is. You're probably going to find a lot of ways to funnily break the game with the bugs and glitches that are out, and maybe that will help the developers as well and be like, and that's not supposed to happen. We're fixing that. And then a day later, that's not in the game anymore. So that's
Sure,
actually a really cool way.
And I definitely plan on doing that in like good faith. I think like anything that actually
Yeah.
matters that breaks, I think, the Hytale team is going to be all over. But yeah, I'm curious to see what we can do with the game, ways we can think differently with it. And I mean, already, I feel like bringing this up, the creative features in Hytale. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to get my hands on those.
So true.
The ability to import
Thanks.
shape, mask them, just like I just need to get my hands on this as soon as possible.
And that was only a snippet, a teaser of what the capabilities of the building tools are. That was some incredible gameplay. I agree.
Yeah, as someone who really likes like world building and narrative design, like the way that you can just sort of shape and mold things, like you have a team of like 10 people, you could just go crazy creating some really fun experiences, and especially with all the customization like below that with the micro details of like the NPCs and everything. Genuinely so to create some environments.
The machinima tools are so good, aren't they?
Oh,
The fact
people
that
are
they
gonna
just
go
built
crazy.
into the game,
Next
they just look
Magnus.
so good. They look incredible. Yeah. I'm excited for
Yeah,
this.
I'm excited to play with the machinima tools, see what kind of movies you can make within Hytale.
Heck yeah.
Chippy, what are you? Yeah, talk about what you're interested about.
I think it's going to be a funny time for me ultimately because for anyone that don't play Terraria, there's been a Terraria update in the works. One of the Terraria artists is actually in the chat, so Jim will know. It's been in the works for 3 years now, and I mean, very likely it will come out in a very similar time span to Hytale. So I'm going to be thinking about Hytale a little differently. I think for me personally, like, content aside, I just want to get in the world and I just want to explore and I want to lose myself in like what there is. But I think what I'm inspired to do ultimately, I'm like a bit of a tinkerer. I like messing around with stuff. I kind of like the fact that the game is going to be kind of broken. And I'm kind of excited to fix it myself, if I'm being honest. Like, there are things I've seen in the gameplay stuff that I genuinely don't like. Like, I don't like the inventory.
So when you say you want to fix stuff, are you saying like you want to fix it for you personally, or would you like to like have like a hand in helping the team shape future features and stuff like that?
If they want to take inspiration from me, I'd let them. But nah, I want to fix it for me. You know, I want to
Fair enough.
I want to make it into something that I want to really play ultimately.
Yeah.
Like there are just things I've already seen, like so many things that I just want to tweak and I want to change. And I think maybe I'll share a few, like maybe that could be like some initial videos, but then also like, I'm very much one of those people that love to see what other people make and admire creative. So I could see myself doing stuff like that. And I like making news content. News content always excites me. So, you know, if it's a game that's got patches, like I'm excited to talk about that. So that's me. But ultimately, when it comes out, I'll be probably making Terraria videos. So it'll be like on the side for me for the first few weeks.
Very fair.
But yeah, I'm really excited for both.
Yeah, and regarding the fixing things, they've been very open about saying that they have bug bounties or feature bounties where they're like, hey, if you code this and we want this, we'll pay you and we'll just add it. For example, if someone wants to make a fully functional voice chat system and they don't have one yet, they'll just buy it off of you, and that's the official voice chat system. So, for example, if
I've added me to Terraria. I've added me. If you want to buy it, it's 50 grand, Simon. 50 grand minimum offer. I've added AK-47 to Hytale. You will buy this.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like for example, a community member. A community member named Hawkon did a UI video, and he said, I don't really like the UI in Hytale. Here's how I would fix it. And he worked with a UI artist. Simon saw that video, and the day later posted an in-game version of like, yeah, I just implemented this. Or it's not going to be maybe in game, but he saw the video and he implemented it. So that kind of proactivity from the developers is already being seen just with concepts. And so if we have the game and are able to show in-game examples of like, this is how you fix that issue, that's probably going to be able to make it in the game.
Just to show as well.
Which is very exciting to think about.
Some of the levels of like, I guess... When we're talking like stripping down the bureaucracy as well around these types of things, just to put it into perspective, and I think I can kind of mention this as well. Obviously, we've all had our like chats with Simon and stuff. There was a point where we were sort of going through some of the community memes, and obviously the dagger pigeon's like a huge meme. And so I like brought that up, and I was like, yeah, that's like a big thing. And he was like, oh right. And I was like, yeah, I don't suppose you know about that. And he was like, no, but like, do you want to see how easy it is to add this? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, Connor, ask me. And I was like, can we have the pigeon? He was like, yeah, done. See, that's how easy it is. And I was like, okay, so if there's that level of communication, obviously, you know, it's not going to be that easy, but like it shows just like the levels that we're dealing with in terms of, I don't know if intimacy is the right word, but like at least connection to the team and communication levels. And like they are definitely hearing what we're putting down, because, you know, it's for the sake of early access to make a better game, to listen to your players. So
yeah,
I've seen it happen too. Where like he'll talk about some idea and then within like a half an hour it's already done. Like what? Like he's not even a dev. Like what?
Yeah, I think that's the funniest part. But it's not just Simon too. Obviously, Simon is very active in doing these ideas. But people asked for a countdown page for the release of Hytale, because they had a countdown to the trailer, and then minutes later they were like, "Oh, here's a countdown page." Or someone asked, "Can we see gliders in the game?" Simon was like, "We don't have gliders right now, but we'll make one." And then next week we saw gliders in the game. We saw like a 40-second gameplay clip. So it's a break of bureaucracy really from the entire gaming industry. I've never seen something like this in any industry, any game developer that's just this open. So it's going to be exciting to see once the game is out.
Let me tell you, if you've not played Terraria before, you need to play, because Terraria, this is what's like so relatable. The Terraria community is very much like this. Like the Terraria developers are always listening, and if anybody has a good idea, it just makes it in. Like even like, I don't know why I'm shilling Terraria so much. I love Terraria, but I'm here to say essentially like. It's a great thing to be a part of. Like if you are in that kind of community where you feel like you're being heard as a community, it's bliss. Like it really is bliss. Like, and that's where I see Hytale going.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I mean, I was there during the initial rise of Minecraft as well, and I remember just how much people sort of revered Notch during that era. You know, I
mean, they were legendary times, weren't they?
Yeah,
those like that alpha beta time.
It felt
That's
like
where my age is showing right now.
on Twitter, and it felt like the community was heard, and it was very magical. And I mean, I think that there's a lot more like skepticism overall as like in a humanity sense in 2025 versus 2011, 2010.
Yeah.
But I think that like the more people read into, you know, Hypixel Studios as a company and who Simon is, I think the more, you know, they can start to trust that this is going to succeed.
Yeah. I mean, like, you missed it, Myne, right? But like back in the day, you would sometimes see 2 Minecraft updates a day. Like, some would be added in the morning, some would be added in the evening.
Secret Friday updates.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
crazy.
every Friday
That
you got
sounds
an
very
update.
similar to what Simon's been saying. That's going to happen with
It was
Hytale as
electric
well.
times. It was electric times.
Do you like, just throw a quick question out there? Do you guys think that in some ways, like, there will be echoes of that kind of ecosystem in the first few months of early access, or do you think there's going to be, just like with all modern times, more of an efficient, quicker, faster approach, more of an explosion type thing around the ecosystem? When I say explosion, I don't necessarily mean like, you know, the most viral game in the entire world, but like, yeah, do you think that people are going to catch on quick and then start throwing out really high quality stuff, or do you think it's going to be like they grow with the team and their vision of what is possible in the game?
It's really hard to say. I feel like it really depends on a couple of videos. Like, I feel like it takes one video to blow up first before any of this happens. And like, what's that video going to be about? Who knows, right?
Yeah.
If we knew, we'd be making it. So.
Yeah, it might be some community server or mod. It might be just showing the render distance, maybe. I don't know. It might be like a comparison of the explosives, like was mentioned earlier, like with other
It really also depends on the quality of the state, like of the game, right? Because like Simon has been very, very adamant about saying the game's early access. He calls it, you know, hey, pre-order at your own risk, pretty much. And a lot of us probably, I'd say, probably take the approach that he's like, oh, he's probably like over exaggerating its lack of quality. Also, am I fine? Like, I can see my ping, like, in the call, like, fluctuating. Am I still here?
No, you're good.
No, you're perfect.
Okay,
Sound
good.
perfect, yeah.
Yeah, I was just recording a podcast and like I lagged out a couple times and I was like, uh-oh. Right. But I think a lot of content creators are gonna check out and be dedicated. Like, I mean, them giving creator codes and like giving all these Hypixel YouTubers like their names has been a huge push into like just letting people take their little dip in the waters, right? Like, I've seen so many Minecraft content creators I would not have expected. Like, before, like, I always knew, like, for instance, Antvenom and I have spoken before about Hytale. In the Littlewood and I have spoken about Hytale. These Captain Sparkles and I, etc. But like, there's been like this big YouTuber streamer called Shadoon that some of you guys may have heard of, maybe. That's like super big in the Spanish community. He's a Spanish streamer, and like, yeah, like super big. Like the Spanish Minecraft community is massive. And I just saw him like just a couple hours ago tweet out about how he has a creator code and he's excited for Hytale. Has like 600 to like 1,000 likes already, and it's like this completely like outside the community person, but who is now coming in. And
yeah,
I think
a lot of the Hytale community is Spanish. Like,
yes,
I know there's a big
very large
Spanish and Brazilian. I've noticed.
Yeah, it's a huge one.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Like, if
it's interesting.
If you go on YouTube and search like what's the most viewed Hytale videos ever, all of them are from Brazilian or Spanish. Yeah.
Even if you go on YouTube and search Hytale and search sort by newest, it's like 4 out of 5 videos are Spanish or Portuguese.
Yeah. I do remember seeing like a lot of Portuguese and then also Russian at one point.
Yeah,
I remember Russian was a big community.
The Spanish block game community is huge. I mean, you know,
who was that?
Go ahead.
Sorry, Antvenom. I didn't mean to. No, you carry on.
All I'll say is that on Twitch, for example, if you look at the viewership, when you compare Spanish to English, I think it is something like 4 to 5. 4 out of every 5 are going to be Spanish over English. I mean, that's starkly different than it was, you know, like 5 years ago.
I'd say Spanish community is almost. Spanish community right now in block game is like resembling of like 2019 to early 2020 pre-COVID, like Minecraft a little bit. Like in terms of like the way English community was back then, that's how Spanish is right now. And it's such a divided community from like us. Like they almost exist in parallel. And it's just now that we're seeing a little bit of this like cross-pollination between collaborations. But anyways, my point was that like I think, you know, it's really a toss-up. I could see a frick ton of hype coming to Hytale. I could also see like it's starting off a little bit slow, depending on like how truthful Simon's take on like how rough early access is. A lot of people may be warded off like from like actually, you know, fully taking the plunge of committing to Hytale, may like check it out as like a video, like one-off, and then go back to Minecraft or their whatever game, and that would take a hit on popularity. But I don't know, we'll see. Like I think a lot of us here are very interested and committed, but like, can that be said for everybody? Probably not, but I think a lot of people are excited.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a big churn rate, especially at the launch, where it's a lot of people coming in thinking, oh, this game came out, not reading that it's early access, being dying to a bug and then uninstalling again. And then it'll probably take a year or two until those things are fixed out for them to be able to come back and actually appreciate what Hytale is for its beauty.
Before I forget, my friend Jaden, I can't remember the name of the creator, so I apologize. Somebody will know in chat. But she was part of like a Minecraft server where they had like an auto translate mod. So you could be like,
QSMP. That was quackity.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. So we need that for Hytale.
That
really sounds
cool
like it'd be so good. I'd love to.
Great.
It's like the whole like thing with like AirPods. You know, AirPods can like translate people. I'd love that.
They can?
That would be with AirPods.
Yeah, AirPods have live translation now.
Yeah, they have live translation.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so I mean that would be so cool in Hytale. I feel like if anybody wants to make a mod, that would be dead cool. We could bring the Hytale community together. That'd be cool.
Exactly, because like in Minecraft, it really has brung every international community together with QSMP, and it's done incredible numbers every single time I see tweets or clips about it, of, you know, just a Japanese person talking with a Spanish person, and they're just completely able to understand each other on the same server. So this is just incredible technology, and yeah, that's something I actually really am excited for Hytale, especially because of how easy allegedly it is to mod in Hytale. So it probably won't be as big of a difficulty getting that in the game as it was in Minecraft, which is more limited.
And speaking of feature bounties, that might be one of the first ones. Right? I mean,
it really could.
If I was Hytale, I would take that code for sure and pay them out.
Yeah, once they've bought me, you know, straight after that, as well.
Exactly. Chippy must be in Hytale, then the auto translation.
Of course.
There we go.
Just real quick, guys, we got a $40 donation from B. Kobe.
Wow.
We also
Let's go.
Yeah,
Thank you to everyone who's donating. By the way.
We've had some good donations.
Yeah, go for it, brother.
Let's go for it.
Let's catch up.
We've got $50 from Dual Arbor, who says, been a watcher and Hytale fan since first trailer and reveal, grabbed my pre-order, and now to give my first Thankmas dono. Thank you so much. Welcome. RM20 with $35. Great work crashing the payment service today. Now we crash the internet next month with how much we be downloading.
Yes, we actually will.
Yeah, it was taking so long to process.
Yeah, thank you. Nay with $5. Can we get a playlist of all the songs played on the stream from all the creators? Oh yeah.
Most certainly.
That's a good point. Anonymous $15. Can't wait to see what the adventure mode will look like when it comes out. Another Anonymous $25. No message. Thank you so much. And then gonna come back here to where we left off. Heinz Animation $50. My last $50 this Thankmas. Great event so far. Can't wait to donate next year. Joey the Gamer $15. Thanks to the community for all the great work put in. What's good, Connor and people?
What's good?
Hello,
and people.
Hello, people.
Joey, am I nothing to you?
$20 from Mr. Savage. Happy Thankmas. Nurax with $20. Already $6,500. Let's keep going. It's actually at $6,871 now.
Let's go.
And then last one, a lizard donated $15 without a message. Thank you to all the reptiles in the chat.
Typical lizard behavior, that is. You know what I mean?
No message, just donates.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect any different. We love lizards out here.
Brilliant. Well, thank you. You guys can donate at hytalethankmas.com. Remember, we're raising money for World Central Kitchen. They help causes all around the world, hence the name. And they are brilliant cooks. They create and train communities in prepping meals, and they provide all sorts of resources in places affected by disasters. yeah, brilliant relief charity that we've supported for 2 years in a row. And the next milestone that we're hoping to hit is $7,500. We have a really exciting thing to show when we hit that milestone. So roll it on.
Ooh.
Remember, you can drop some questions as well for the creators in this roundtable by donating. So you can donate any amount, just drop your question there and we'll get to them towards the back half of this call. But yeah, back to you guys.
Yep. And then just while we're here, we're at the top of the hour. So time check, we've got half an hour left of this roundtable. So yes, so lots of time to get in your questions.
Awesome.
Oh,
Chippy, you done?
did someone leave? The order.
We lose Chippy.
Oh no.
Chippy, no!
It seems he has left us. Unfortunately.
Dude, he
But
got
30.
bored, man.
Oh,
Oh, we got him back. Saved. Saved.
nice. I asked my fiance to leave me a Coke outside my door. I didn't know how messy it looked back there, so I didn't want to put it on camera. Yeah, so cheers everyone.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I know,
Not sponsored, by the way.
Nah, it is actually. It is. Use code Chippy when buying some Coke. Buying some Coke. I go up in a very certain part of England, me. Anyway.
30, you mentioned code bounties, and I know that's probably the most exciting feature for you. So I want to open the discussion about modding and potential with Hytale, and I think you're the person to really lead this off and talk about it. What are you excited for? What can we expect? Just talk to us about modding, bro.
Man, I mean, it's no secret. I'm working on mod stuff, you know, working on my own server network. I've been coding for years. I think I learned Java in like 2010 or something. I've been working on Spigot plugins forever now. I reverse engineered Bed Wars in my own little project. So like, I really want, I not just want, but am expecting an incredible experience modding for this game. It's going to be rough at first, I feel like, because everything is, you know, a work in progress. And, you know, with weekly update drops, it's probably going to break everything constantly. But that's how it's going to be for the early days. But, man, the things you could do, I mean, like the cinema tools as well could be linked directly with, like, we saw in that one video, the world building one, where you could have a little cinematic animation to, like, follow a camera as you're doing something else. So like you could have a cutscene in a game, which up until now was only, you know, done with like, you know, fake players and Spigot and whatnot. But I don't know. There's too much to talk about with modding. I need to dial in on something. I don't know. Like there's just so many things you could do. I mean, I guess, okay,
Yeah.
to rein it in a little bit, I'll talk about, I'm planning a server.
Ooh.
And the plan is to have like a settlement builder. There's like a fighting other players, like their own settlements, kind of Clash of Clans style, but in first person. And I'm flattering a little bit because there's like 23,000 words in the game design document. So I quite literally have no idea what to rein in on. But like, if anyone in the call was curious what you could do with modding, I could probably help with that based off of like the amount that I've seen and like, I don't know. This is a big question to drop on somebody.
I will say the fact that you're not able to answer it is an answer in itself. The fact that there's so many possibilities and you're not able to pick, oh yeah, this is what modding is going to look like. You're like, you know, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this.
I don't know what you mean.
Is a pretty good answer. I think that's a pretty good answer for the opportunities of Hytale, and it's exciting. But because Hytale is very exciting, I want to also like be a little more realistic, because obviously myself as a Hytale creator, everyone in this call loves Hytale. We are probably a little more biased, but I want to talk about a little more expectations, maybe even fears and doubts. And I think the perfect person to talk about that is Fezzy, because you've done some videos in the past that are more philosophical, more thought out, and about just the state of Hytale and the future of that. So Fezzy, I want to know what you see as like a realistic path, and maybe even something that things can go wrong with Hytale.
Oh, very interesting. Yeah. So the thing is about Hytale is like something I mentioned in one of those videos is that the spotlight it's sitting under a second time is surrounded in a completely different way. Back in 2019, like we existed in a very different industry, in a very different world, in a very different social media. everything worked just a little bit differently back then at the very least. And now that Hytale's coming out, it's had its precedent that everybody watched in 2019. And there's this like bubbling up of expectations, especially now that it's actually coming out, that I think a lot of people, well, it depends really. Like the vocal minority, which I think is ultimately a lot of social media, I think will go a couple ways with Hytale. When it comes out, there's going to be some people that are disappointed because they truly think this game is everything, right? It's going to do everything, which just isn't possible. But when it comes out, I think it's going to see a surge of attention, a big surge of attention, because everybody right now is kind of glancing to the side at Hytale. They haven't jumped at it. They haven't jumped in yet. They haven't had time to play the game and see where its limitations are. But I think a lot of people really just want a fun game to play for a little bit. Like they really just want something to dive into that's new, that's fresh, that's different than what they're already familiar with, which I think Hytale will be able to give them. And as far as those players go, I don't think they'll interact with Hytale for too long during that early access phase. It's funny, I actually was talking to Simon a little bit about this. And we drew, I was in a private call with 30 and a few people, and I drew a graph. And I was like, there's going to be a jump, there's going to be a dip, and it's going to slowly tick up as time goes on. And then somehow Simon ends up drawing a graph himself without that context at all, and he draws the exact same graph. And
it's going to look like
I'm glad and the thing is that makes me confident about Hytale is that he knows this. He's on the same page in the sense that he does think there's going to be pushback, and he's ready for it. And he's voiced it a lot online that he's ready for that negativity, and it's not going to be something that slows him down. Because he's even said himself, he doesn't think the game's good yet. But what I think will ultimately make Hytale successful in the long run, and I've talked to 30 about this a few times, is, you know, Hytale is going to become a thing that people express themselves through. And it will become something that people get to learn how to express themselves with. And me personally, like, I'm excited to, you know, I've always loved having challenges creatively and then solving them and figuring out how to create that thing that I can pour myself into and share with everyone. And the next thing I want to do is programming. And 30 he's really, really positive on Minecraft for learning how to program because it's so reactive and it gives you feedback right away. And I think
recommend
Hytale,
to anybody if you have to start out Hytale plugins.
Totally.
Sorry.
And I think Hytale will provide an even better inlet for various ways people can create something with themselves, which gives them an attachment to the game that you're not going to get in a lot of other circumstances. So I think Hytale, even if it's not big in the long term, at least, well, actually, I should say the short term and long term grows. I think it's going to be very rich. I think that there's going to be a lot to experience, even if there's not many people there. And ultimately, you know, I can never predict anything because we live in this world now where indie games get rushed with AAA levels of interest like in a week and then can vanish or can stick around. And I talked about that a little bit as well.
We've seen that a lot, haven't we, recently?
We are.
Like you could name 10 games right now that have had that in the past like 2 years.
Or in the past month. Like,
it is actually like the monthly indie game.
And
Vagabond,
really,
Peak, all of it.
Yeah, that wasn't really happening in the same way that it is now back when Hytale was new. And Hytale fitting into that environment is going to be something I am very excited to spectate. So to sum up, I have no idea, Myne, what's going to happen, but I'm very excited to watch.
I would like to, a donator just asked a really good question sort of related to that. You briefly mentioned, I'm actually going to turn on my camera because my profile picture is just a meadow. Gillen donated $20.
Hello.
They asked, I can't wait for modding, already programming some external tools. What are your thoughts on the lack of client modding? Do you see that as a limit? Because we know now that that they don't plan for the client to be moddable. It's all just server mods and like the in-game live scripting. Do you see that as a big deal? You just briefly mentioned some like pushback and limitations that we know that we're going to get. Do you think that's like going to be a permanent problem or?
Yeah, well, similar to creative software that doesn't have like a panel or somewhere to program and really dig deep, it really just comes down to how comprehensive the tools are. And I think that the team, from what we've seen in like the modding blog post and things like that, are very aware of the fact that you can't tap it open for security reasons and for various good reasons. They really want to keep the client closed. It just comes down to how comprehensive the tools are in specific ways and how accessible they are to learn. Because that visual scripting situation we saw in that blog post is very reassuring to me, because they're effectively giving you pipelines into that back end, even though you're not modifying them directly, which, I'm sure they're going to be way open to iterating those tools. And like, if anyone has this weird edge case that seems to be problematic for what they're trying to create, this dev team is the one we want to be the people making those tools, because they seem to be the most receptive, honest, and willing to iterate. So I'm not really too worried about it myself. At first, it might be a huge limitation, but as time goes on, I think that goes away.
I think also an important thing to note, is that this team is a team of modders. They come from modding, they come from plugins and all of that. They know exactly what a modder needs to be able to make a successful and make a fun tool. So I think if anyone would know how to make a good modding system, it's modders.
This conversation kind of allows me to think of what I should have said before with the modding question. I think it really comes down to the fact that Hypixel comes from a Spigot plugin development environment. They made their own custom jar and have been working on it for ages now, and they know the limitations of Minecraft and Minecraft development. So seeing them upgrade to a system where, again, like plugins, everything is server side. Well, not everything, but most modded things are server side. You can accomplish so much. Like, you can make straight up a whole game. And I don't see a problem with, well, first of all, if you were to have mods on the client side, then you're opening yourself up to all sorts of security risks. You're not going to be able to properly have an anti-cheat because it could be bypassed. So seeing what Hypixel's already done with server-only tech on the Minecraft server, I have no doubts that not only them, but also anybody else making stuff with Hytale is going to have plenty of freedom, but with the added benefit of, probably, I'd say, not at the start anti-cheat, but better anti-cheat going forward. And it lowers the barrier to entry by a lot.
And,
like
I feel like speaking on this once you're set.
For it.
No, you can go ahead.
I think, I think that there will be a little bit of an issue with the fact that you're not able to mod the client, but I think if you want to try and look into the right example of how to judge this situation before it manifests with Hytale, I think what you need to do is you need to look into what are the very best server plugins that have ever been made for Minecraft and what have they done to modify the core experience versus what are the most popular mods that exist with Minecraft that do things that the client might not be able to do. So I think that one good example, and this is like kind of a niche example of the kind of thing you probably won't be able to do with Hytale, is there's a mod that exists for Minecraft called the Cubic Chunks mod, where it takes the chunk rendering system and makes it into 16 block cubes, and that fundamentally changes the world save system as well. And obviously I think things like that are not going to exist on Hytale, but like that's a niche example. But like, what are the most if you can assess for yourself what are the most popular mods that exist for Minecraft and how close can you get to the experience that those mods make with say a plugin, I think that you'll find that the overlap, the Venn diagram on this is actually like there's going to be a lot of overlap there. So the question will be like, how much do people feel will be missing? And I think that there's going to be some what's the term I'm looking for? Like some tension, but I don't think it's gonna be too bad. And I think that if anything comes up where the modding community as a whole say, hey, Hytale should really have this, then Hytale update 1.0.1. Oh, all these things were added that modders, that addresses 75% of what modders want. And I think I think that's going to be what we really should be looking out for is how does that conversation manifest? But I think initially it's not too much. I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem because what servers are able to do to modify core functionality of the game is already pretty robust in Minecraft. And I think that would be directly translatable to Hytale. So I don't think it'll be too much of a problem right away. But I do think the discussion will evolve and how Hypixel Studios responds to that will be very important. But I'm at least for month 1, I don't see it being a problem.
So speaking to that, I can't go into specifics for obvious reasons, but there have been chats where I was talking about, in my pursuit of making this server, features that I want. And I'd be like, would something like this even be possible? And the answer, yes, no, we're planning on it. Very few no's. A lot of we're planning on it. I can't go in specifics, but one thing that has been stated in public is the cubic chunk loading thing. To my knowledge, I believe this was in a Reddit AMA with Slikey. I could be wrong about that. There is cubic chunk loading, and it's 10 chunks of 32 blocks cubed, and that's like the world, but it could continue to generate in all directions, which, something I personally requested long time ago, 2018, I wanted that to make a space mod. Because you could have like full planets, and like there's not the limitation of it being just a horizontal plane. And it's very little changes on top of that. Like, again, I can't go into specifics, but there's like these teeny little tweaks that if you were to make it to the client, then it opens up a huge amount of things that modders can do. I'm not gonna give I'm not leaking the answer, but I will. You're
gonna have a knock at the door any minute now. I can already feel it.
I will leak my question, but not the answer.
All right.
I wanted to know if certain cubes in a 3D model could be gotten from like a hit. Like if you hit a mob, I want to be able to figure out which square you hit, right? So that you can have, for example, if you're in like a gun game, it would be like headshots do double damage.
Or headshot,
Or if you get hit in the knee, then you are crippled in the leg.
Or a custom boss mob that needs to have its glowy eye be the point of weakness.
Exactly.
That's actually a big one.
That's an example I brought up in this chat. Again, I'm not going to say what the answer is, but what I will say is that oftentimes info like that is held at the engine level for these kind of games already. And
you
just
do seem very excited talking about this, though.
There's about 100 of these, okay? I'm not telling you if it's happening or not. But again, it's the simplest little thing to give access to the modders.
Sorry, everyone. We'll have to wrap up the stream here.
So I think a lot of these little decisions that the staff can make are really essential. I think like we can bring these up as developers, as we're making games, as we're producing features. It's like, oh, can we even do that? Another one, again, I'm not going to say the answer, but I was like, can we play like transparent videos, like PNGs as part of the UI? Because I'm thinking in my head, like, I don't know, a Clash of Clans, the star pops up on the screen when you get like 50% damage. Can you do that? You should be able to do that.
Guess we'll see, won't we?
Yeah.
Guess we'll see.
We'll find out in a month.
Good point, right? This is kind of the ethos of the project at large. It's like they make something, and then when they get the results they like, they're like, okay, now you try. Like let's see what you can do with it, and then they take feedback from there. So I think it does solve itself eventually.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, this is the core that the Hytale team and Hypixel Studios is building itself off of. It'll happen probably in the future, and we'll listen and we'll add community feedback, and if it's not there yet, just suggest it, and we'll probably see so many community suggestions, such as the hundreds of ones you've already given to Simon with your server, or adding Chippy into the game. Obviously, is a very important very important bounty.
Really cool. But of course. And I mean, I've asked them the question, will I be added? But I'm not going to tell you the answer, so don't do.
I would love to be added.
But you seem very excited about it.
Just throw my name in the special thanks and the credits.
Yes.
I'll be good.
Hell yeah. Yours is probably in there from the sounds of it. First sale. It's got to be.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of whole achievements. Like the first username was Hugo, who's a big community member. Then first sales, Antvenom. Then first launch. Whoever launches the game first is. It's going to be a long credit list.
I plan on getting first launch as well. I can't wait for the close test.
We're not going to be able to launch it. It's going to crash for everyone on release.
It's like when they frame $1 at a pizzeria, like this is the first one. No, like just like take a screenshot of your tweet talking
So
about
all we're
it.
saying is Simon's got a framed photo of Antvenom in his house.
Yeah.
I can already frame the photo of Simon like replying to my initial tweet saying, "Yup, you are in fact the first sale." Like it's not even
Oh,
speculation.
I love that. I love that.
It's like you wake up to it and you see the tweet every single morning.
Oh boy.
So I've got
No, but yeah.
sorry, I've got a question from a donator once we're ready. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're ready.
Okay, Melody with $15. I just wanted to get it done. That make sure they get their question asked.
Yeah, let's go. Thank
They
you,
said,
Melanie,
thank you for
donating.
everything. The creators built the dream and we'll break the curse together. Can I ask Chippy what his thoughts on dungeons are? I wonder what they mean by that.
Ooh. Okay, so
Let's go,
obviously
Chippy.
there are potentially dungeons in Hytale, right?
Allegedly.
Yeah. Well,
I've asked the question, but I can't say the answer.
I would like for dungeons to be in Hytale, and I hope they make them in, because I mean it's that Terraria thing again. You know, I always got to bring it back to Terraria. I love that game so much, but like that could be it. That could be the thing between Minecraft and Terraria. Like the dungeons could mean so much. I honestly can't remember what's been said about them. Are they even in the early access?
They will be in the game. Oh, in the early access, I don't know if they're going to be in the game, but Simon's definitely said that dungeons are a large priority. And I even think he said that they're going to have a separate team specialized for dungeons.
Yep.
Yeah, they just recently confirmed as well that they do have like some sort of offshoot of a dungeon. It's not in exploration mode, but you can access it through the instance mode, and apparently it has like 2 work in progress bosses which you can try out.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Oh, exciting. Yeah, I remember them being instance based and stuff like that. I'm answer is I'm very excited. I'm very excited, and I can't wait for dungeons personally.
I would love for there to be a system where like they have, you know, let's just say like they throw out an update and just part of it is just like a new raid where it has a difficulty that's so difficult that like it takes legitimately days for people to take it down, because the small point of comparison in World of Warcraft, whenever they release a new raid, there's the race to world first on their on their mythic difficulty, and that takes weeks to go down. And I gotta tell you, like I don't play WoW much anymore, even though I used to years ago, but I pay attention to every race to world first, and that would be insane to see Hytale have that.
Also, thank you very much for the question, Melanie, and thank you for donating to a good cause, and I appreciate the question.
Yeah, and thank you for every single person. If it's $1, if it's $500, every single donation matters. We're helping out a good cause. So thank you every single person who's watching the stream, spreading the stream, and is most importantly donating. So thank you every single person.
$6,956. Heck yeah.
That's amazing. We've got about 10 minutes left. Do we have time for questions from chat, or do we have something else we want to get to?
We can do some rapid fires.
Messages about battery life, by the way.
Oh yeah, the battery life is just my headset. Ignore it. There's nothing I can do about that.
Oh, it's just your it's your bad.
I saw everybody put low battery in the chat, and I was like, I don't know what that means.
I was like, I looked at my camera. I'm like, is my camera dying? I was
looking around like, I don't see batteries in here.
My headset,
where's the battery?
My headset says low battery when it's low battery, so I just turn it off.
Oh, it says it like on the stream too.
Yeah, I didn't
That's really funny.
Hell yeah!
Wow. Yeah, this chat's been interesting. It's a mix of low battery and when's mine going to go bolt? Would you like to answer that? That could be our first question.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
I might have to answer that. So for some reason, my community has decided that I'm bald. There's nothing. I don't know. I mean, like, it looks like hair. It's not a wig.
It looks like hair.
I'm not balding either. I have a pretty perfect hairline. I know. I'm 23 years old, but apparently I'm bald. So
yeah.
I'm gonna have to make a donation goal at some point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, are you gonna shave it off for the release, or you know, is there something bigger?
No. I'm starting a new job in January. I'm not be shaving my bald.
Almost seems like people are more excited for you to go bald than Hytale. To be honest,
they actually might be.
Yeah.
Even Budacat, I saw Budacat, the community manager for Hytale, said that it's like an AI hair right now. I think he'd be willing to
give you a buzz cut, I reckon. What's your new job in January? Are you allowed to say? Are you excited for it?
Yeah, I'm a photographer. So I just moved to
cool.
Germany.
Wow,
I'm originally
nice.
from Germany, and I moved from Florida. I met ThirtyVirus
He
to
was
say
here.
goodbye.
He pointed
Yeah,
at that.
I
He was like,
was at the sign. I have a
did the
photo
whole
of it.
thing.
Wow,
Yeah,
I love it.
and yeah, now I'm in Germany. Looking for apartments. I got a new job, so I'm ready to get settled in and ready for Hytale. I'm excited.
Oh, exciting, dude. So is it a photography related job?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a photographer at like a mall, basically.
Oh,
But
sick.
I'm
Hell
a
yeah.
photographer on the side too, so I do
Dude, that's
freelance.
awesome.
I've done a lot of stuff with that.
Photography's
So.
great. I just hired some for my wedding. I'm getting married soon, and my God, yeah, picking a photographer is not easy. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, that's a sick job, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Good.
So I got not only an exciting job happening with some cool coworkers that I already got to meet. And Hytale's coming out. I already made sure I can get the 13th off, so I'm here for Hytale.
Nice.
We're all going to be there for the release.
2026 is your year. I can already tell.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Oh,
We
excited.
got another question from a donator. If we're good.
Let's go for that. Yeah.
Econite donated $15. Said thoughts on progression similar to Terraria, where eventually you're mixing 8 weapons to make a new powerful weapon. I just love Terraria's weapon variation.
Yes. I love it. Yeah, this is a big thing for me as well. Like, now I just to, because we spoke about expectations earlier, I expect no progression. Like when we booted up day one, I'm not expecting, even the level of progression that Terraria launched with, which once again, if people don't know, Terraria was only made in 4 months, so it didn't have a lot of stuff when it came out.
That's actually really crazy.
Wow.
But it's something that long term I do hope they work on, and and that's another thing about Hytale I really am excited about, the fact that all the different zones and all the different biomes, etc., can be accessed at any point in your adventure. That is what makes people replay Terraria so much. If you know the game, you get to go where you want in the world. It's gonna kick you in, but you still get to do it. And that's what can make restarting so exciting, because you're like, well, I might go to the harder biome and go get this and go get that, and it serves a wider purpose, because you're like, I'm gathering this, I'm gathering that, and it blends into one. So you don't even notice. Well, you do, but you're getting more and more powerful as the game goes on. So yeah,
it's a great philosophy for games to have natural difficulty. Like no invisible walls, no absurdly high HP that you take 0.1% of per hit.
That's it. It's the Breath of the Wild thing. It's go anywhere. And once again, always bring it back. I'm such a chill, but Breath of the Wild, the director said one of his biggest inspirations was Terraria. So it's like, I hope is anyone else here excited for progression? Like, is anybody put any thought into it, or is that
I'm
not your
super
thing?
excited. And
about it.
To comment on that, Simon has said there is no progression. And when he showed the 16-minute gameplay, he was like, I basically just added these tools to even show that they work, but no progression is in the game right now. And we probably won't even launch with progression. You'll be able to make all the tools, and they probably will have the same durability and attack speed, so it'll probably feel very janky at the start. But I think that's something that's going to be the most exciting thing following Hytale from the release and throughout the years, is being able to see it grow. And the progression update, whenever that happens, is going to be some of the most exciting things, just being able to start a new world. And it's a brand new game at that point. Antvenom, you wanted to say something about that too, right?
Well, I inquired about it, and they just said that once they get going on that, they'll be surprised if the community and modders are going to be able to keep up with their rate of pace with the updates that they are going to drop into the vanilla game.
Yeah, mods are going to break all the time.
That's exciting.
All the time.
That's exciting.
I'm curious how that's going to happen, but they have high ambitions as far as getting content into the game once the core systems are all developed.
Exciting. I think that would be one of the first things I want to make, is my own progression. I think ultimately that's probably the first thing I'm going to work on, is just adding in some of my own, just to give me some of that taste of it.
Something I'm very interested in, and it's I've always been behind the kind of role play and the RPG side of the coin, and so I really want to make experiences more like that. So I know that obviously it'll be base level right now with the factions and stuff, but the idea to me of just standing in the world and like things happening around you. I feel like
Yeah,
it's
the live
every
world.
year.
Yep.
Yeah, just like, and they want to work on this, is just this ability to stand there and have things interact with you and each other, and your position in the world affect things. Like someone, I forget who mentioned this, like someone mentioned like, what if you hunt a bunch of animals around like a Trork camp, and that, I think it was Hawkon in his hunger video, and it was like you can kind of starve them out because they can't access their natural food source. And it's like things like that would be so cool, like to that level. Obviously it's a long way away, but like that sort of, I'm kind of excited for the progression of early access itself in a kind of meta way. So that's another thing, I guess.
It ties into the idea that like emergent gameplay is a thing, right? Like there's so many mechanics you don't even have to make, really. If you just have things interconnect in that kind of way, gameplay just appears. Like strategies appear, which I think is awesome.
I have a question to spin off from this, just for anyone.
Go for that. We can make that the closing question because I think we're running close to the time limit.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right, I'll be quick. So, you mentioned, you could have this scenario where you hunt a bunch and then you starve off this camp. To me, that seems like a pretty adult way of looking at a game, right? Pretty sinister when you think about it. Do you think? How would you like Hytale to approach like its audience? Do you want Hytale to cater to kids or to teens or to adults, or like where would you? Because I was looking back on my own video I made when Hytale was announced, and one of the things I said was I'm really excited for it to be rated teen. I don't know where obviously it's going to get rated now.
100%.
I really hope they can commit to that, because like Minecraft on console especially could be so alienating with how it skews so young. Yeah. And I always saw Minecraft as a really teenagery game, and like I bet Antvenom, you said you've done Minecraft for a long time. Like I bet you had the same thing where like you thought it was a teenager game, and then you go out and then there's kids wearing like Minecraft backpacks, and you're like, is this a kids game? So I'm interested like where you all see it kind of go in, or like what you would want it to be in that sense.
If it caters to an older audience, it's going to naturally cater to a younger audience, especially, like a younger audience is going to look up. They always look up to an older audience to see what's cool. So like if they satisfy those who are like 15 plus, it's going to satisfy kids as well. And I mean, like assuming that being able to use an AK-47 doesn't ship out of the box with the game, I think that the kids will be able to convince their parents to be able to buy the game.
They've shown modded versions of an AK multiple times though, so they're not afraid to show those themes.
And they are deadly, by the way.
Yeah, I just hope they don't cater to kids. I hope that it's like approachable to kids, but like don't start throwing hyper like vibrant colors and rounded edges and baby talk, and like none of the stakes in the story even matter.
Hold on there for a second.
The story, I think, is going to be the most important.
There is a big spectrum of that though, because like at the end of the day, if you're trying to make a successful block game that's competing with games made for children, teenagers, adults, everybody, right? The whole rated E for everyone, you gotta take certain, actions to make sure your game is approachable. We can't just take an entitled moment of going, oh, well, I hope this is more, teenagers and there's no cringe or, childlike content. Like, especially with like the way that it seemed like Riot was approaching it, they were definitely trying to compete with like, Minecraft, Bedrock, and Roblox. And of course, the only way you do that is if you're opening the game up for the same market share, right? If you immediately try to close off by like, trying to specifically appeal to an older audience, then you're kind of, you're reducing that competition a little bit.
Community discussion. I don't think the core game is going to have that problem. I really
like, I mean, my take is that, like Chippy was saying, teenage audience where like certain limitations, like what's it called? It was like Jeb that said like, oh, the creeper would never pass nowadays in terms of like a mob for Minecraft because it's wild and it's like not integral to the game. That is for a community member that's grown up with the game, that's crazy. But at the same time,
I've never heard that. That is a wild statement.
Oh yeah, no, Jeb, they said that, and ironically, Notch came out and said he agreed with Jeb, which was interesting. But like the community's like in uproar about that because the creeper is like this like essential kind of poster mascot of Minecraft, right?
The logo, basically.
It is, yeah. It was one of the logos, at least I think, for like the Windows game.
Yeah, because it represented those like happy little accident kind of moments that you'd see from an indie game, right?
I think it's all in good moderation, but I definitely think just going like
game, like
Yeah, like there's certain things that like you exactly, you don't need to have blood in the game for the game to be like for an older audience. Equally, by not having blood in the game, you know, you allow for a younger audience to not be as shell shocked when they play.
I think players that are young, typically, I remember this time of my life. I played Call of Duty when I was like 11. I wasn't supposed to, and man, did I love it. And like, I feel like a lot of kids would rather play a game that's approachable to them, even if the themes are not necessarily for kids. Like, there's plenty of, you know, media in general that like you rewatch it as an adult and you're like, wow, like that was
to rebuttal that. To rebuttal that though.
3 seasons of SpongeBob and go like,
to rebuttal though.
Joke like.
I also played COD when I was like between that 9 to 11 age, right? Yet there was a game that came out around that time that I became obsessed with. Minecraft.
Okay.
Minecraft is literally Lego and
to kids back then. It was retro.
It wasn't catering. It was
time when they played
okay, but it wasn't catering to adults either. It was catering. It wasn't it wasn't catering to anybody specifically. It was just a block game,
and that's what it should be.
Right.
Modern. Okay.
Right.
Last thought I'm gonna give on this. Modern Minecraft has definitely catered directly to kids, and that's my issue.
Right. Well,
yeah, that's a true statement.
That's what happens when you
now what features specifically in modern day, like, okay, if you say Bedrock, that's fair, but like in Java, what feature has catered to kids and not like any player?
The fact that every update adds a block that looks pretty, but you can't do anything with it.
Well,
okay, but what about the
I don't think that's catering
but hold on. My rebuttal to the rebuttal. Hold on. So how childlike is the underground
Happy
structure that literally hunts you down for moving, eating, placing blocks, jumping, anything that one shots you? How child friendly is that? How child friendly is the warden, man?
Yeah.
I don't even fuck with that guy.
I mean, he's very
I choose to not mess with that guy. It's a core design philosophy of Minecraft that anything that disrupts the player or will kill the player is inherently the player's fault for interacting with. I think that Hytale has the opportunity to make it so that, like, even just for looking at a particular point of danger, like an entire, you know, plan may just absolutely annihilate you. I think that there are more ways that Hytale are going to be able to push the boundary where a kid might get scared and you know, be surprised by something that happens that might be a boundary that Minecraft might not be willing to push. I mean, I don't know if they're going to add like blood splatters or anything into Hytale. I would imagine that's a line they're not going to cross. And I think in that vein, like, it will be arguably as childlike or as kid friendly as Minecraft is. But I think the overall theme of Hytale is just going for more of an adult player base. But I don't think like there's going to be anything that's going to, you know, that kids are going to, like, if a parent were to look at Hytale purchasing it for their kids, I don't think there's anything that they would inherently see aside from maybe big scary monsters. Like at best you're going to get things like problems like that. But I don't think it's going to really cross that threshold into like R rating or mature rating or whatever.
And I think that's exactly the point. Fezzy, go first.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to interrupt, but just to make a brief point, it's interesting because I actually think that this question about like Hytale and the demographics it's going to resonate with is like, it's an interesting discussion point, but the way that I've seen Simon talk about it gives me the impression that like whoever may find enjoyment in Hytale is whoever may, right? But the point is that it is like, it's not like I've seen a focus on a specific type of person they're trying to make this game approachable for. It's just that they're trying to make it safe for anyone, right? So whether or not the themes lean in one way or the other, if a kid stumbles into Hytale, safety is the concern, not necessarily like the game maintains its like approach kind of to whoever. Like, you may find enjoyment in anything about Hytale, but safety is the main concern, I think, with especially, you know, things going on right now in the general gaming sphere that have really brought attention to it. Like, there are going to be kids that play this game. You know, like,
so glad
it's not really
you
a
brought that
question
up.
of who are they targeting. It's not really a question of who they're targeting to me, but a question of how they react when those people arrive. Because everyone's going to play Hytale.
I'll name the names because Simon's been very vocal about what he wants the game to be, because he's been very anti-Roblox. I will just say it. Roblox has been very, very bad for their child demographic. I won't go into it because it's probably not the right topic for a charity stream, but they've not been doing their job. And Simon has done multiple tweets bashing their CEO, bashing the company, and saying that Hytale is not going to be Roblox, period. He wants his kids to be able to play Hytale and to be safe, and that's what you brought up, Fezzy. Of Hytale just needs to be a safe environment.
And he wants to feel safe in that his kids are also playing it.
Exactly. And so it doesn't matter that it's a kids game. It's just a game that kids can play and won't have any issues with and won't feel unsafe per se. And I think the story is, I think, the most important thing that's gonna, determine how kid friendly it's gonna be, which I'm hoping has more mature topics in it. Because
going back to it, that was mainly where I was kind of like launch padding from. It's more just like I'm hoping to see some like maturer, and I only mean like teen level, like situations in the story. I think that would be cool. Like I don't know, like Assassin's Creed, right? It's it's a teenager game. Your family gets killed in the first hour of one of them. Like nothing crazy, nothing crazy like that. But like I'd love just a little bit of bite. But Red commented something indirectly, but it's not like it's that entitled thing, in it. It's. I agree though. Hytale should be for everyone, and it should be safe.
I
just want to be able to shoot someone with a gun. That's all I'm saying.
and you will, and that's the beautiful thing.
They showed that off.
Here's I think is like the concluding remark I have for this topic is that we all just want an enriching game that is detailed and not surface level.
Right.
A perfect example. I'm gonna point out Chippy Terraria. Like I got that game. Like actually. Like I think a year or two after Minecraft dropped or whatever, like I remember seeing Terraria, and Terraria had so much more to offer in terms of like features of like all these bosses and creatures or whatever.
That's a rating as well.
I thought thought that game sounded dope. I got into it. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't look at tutorials, but I had fun. Like, but I wanted to. I played that as a kid, like 12 or whatever. And I think that is like the way we want to approach Hytale, like if it's possible, is that it has a lot of enriching features for those that want to dive deep, but it has a surface level introduction where anybody can get into it.
And my own final remark as well. When you two started talking about why Minecraft has shifted direction, I almost think it's a situation where it's not what Minecraft has put in the game that has changed its direction so much, but rather how it conducts itself, like everything else around the things they add to the game that have shifted that. Whereas Hytale, it's doing something different. It's conducting itself in a different way. So that's all I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you've seen the recent Minecraft lives, it's just not made for adults. I'll be honest. It's definitely catered for a younger audience.
I'm almost embarrassed to be a Minecraft creator sometimes, to be honest. You see like the characters on like an 8-year-old's backpack and you're like, man, I'm pushing 30.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've never once had that thought, but I guess that's to each their own, I suppose.
I got bad news.
I wouldn't tell.
That's gonna happen with Hytale, man.
I would not. No.
That's gonna happen with Hytale.
There probably will be kids. There probably will be kids with Hytale merch in the future.
This is what's gonna happen.
As long as I don't see an ad of it, okay? I don't need to see an ad of a kid's backpack or like a Lego.
Oh, it's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen.
We're gonna get Lego Hytale.
Oh, man.
We're getting Lego Hytale.
I'd love some Lego Hytale.
That one's gonna be hard to happen if Lego has a direct deal with Minecraft.
We've never had Terraria Lego, and I think that speaks volumes.
Real quick, but just sorry, not a question, so it won't take long. But donator Quick Dash donated $30 just to say get Chippy to bring Simon and Redigit into a call and make a Hytale Terraria crossover. Smiley.
All right. I'll make it happen. Mark my words. I'll make it happen.
We know the two are big fans of each other as well. The two developers. They know each other.
Yeah, and like even in like the Relogic Discord, we love Hytale. You know, we talk about it all the time. So
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's
a big overlap. Yeah. Red loves Hytale. So is all of Relogic. We're all big.
I really do.
Yeah. Sorry. He just loves it. Red's like,
I love it.
But yeah, there's so much overlap. Like even going back to I can't remember what year it was, but there was that Reddit r/place, and the Terraria community and the Hytale community were trying to protect each other's artwork. And then bloody XQC came in and wiped mine out, and you know I'm still better.
Hey, the camaraderie is good.
So yeah,
we teamed up with the One Piece community too, which is something that you never think of, like Hytale x One Piece as a collaboration, but we had that going for it too.
I remember seeing like a Hytale Luffy a long time ago. It looks so cool. I still think about that. Yeah,
that's Violet, one of the core model makers and artists in the community, and has grown to create her entire brand now. She's worked with so many incredible people. So there's so many people out of the Hytale community that have built something for themselves. It's really, I think the definition of the Hytale community is just for the creators, and it enables growth, and it's going to be exciting to see what Hytale is going to be being able to offer for everyone, creators, modders, server owners, artists, everything. And it's 1 month away. I'm gonna keep saying it because it's something I didn't get to say for a long time because we haven't had a release date, but we get to play it on January 13th, and I'm so excited.
And we can't go back now because people spent money.
Yes,
True.
I mean, technically, but I don't think we're going that way.
Did everybody get Cursebreaker as well?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
I haven't purchased yet because it was down the
It was a bit broken earlier.
I got
Try mobile. Try a mobile. That worked for me.
That's what my mod said. Yeah, mobile's apparently working.
Well.
Awesome.
I was hoping because it was broken for me, and I was like, "Oh, I really hope I'm able to buy it before this stream." I feel like a real imposter if I didn't. Yeah.
Well, I haven't bought it, so I'm actually the real imposter.
It's all right. It's all right. You're a very dedicated Hytale player. You know, it's all right. We know.
I'll get my accounts. I'll get 5 and just to make up for it.
I'm honestly very excited to see what like everybody in this call ends up doing in Hytale and around Hytale, and just with content and experiences. I think that you're all going to have a unique flavor. All of us are going to have a good time. I think it's great to see that we've got this much camaraderie pre-release, and going into launch. You know, let's stick together. Let's keep having conversations like this because it's very important. It's a great resource as well for the team. And so, yeah, shout out all of you guys individually. Chippy, Myne, Rollo as well for the reading out the donations. Thank you. 30, Antvenom, Fezzy, and Red. Honestly appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Of course, you and everyone has done something very special here every year, and I'm very glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, I'm very proud to be a part of this.
Your conversation
my favorite time of the year.
A bunch of donations as well. We got $7,139 on the total, and we're heading into a little break time now where people can donate more and we can look at the cause as well. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. It's been great.
That's a lot of food. That's a lot of food for people.
A lot of food.
Pleasure to be invited, and yeah. And
a lot of fun, guys.
Everyone at home that have donated and stuff, and people that wrote in with questions. Very fun to get the chance to answer them. So yeah, thank you very much.
Excellent. All right, see you guys later. Say bye to the stream chat.
Bye.
Bye, stream.
Bye.
See you guys later.
Bye bye.